Increasing your protein intake is one of the smartest and most efficient ways to target visceral fat, the deep, dangerous fat that surrounds your internal organs and contributes to metabolic dysfunction, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation. While many people focus on cutting calories or avoiding specific foods, what often gets overlooked is the powerful role that protein plays in shifting your body's entire fat-burning environment, especially in the abdominal region. Protein is not just a macronutrient for athletes or bodybuilders. It is a metabolic regulator that affects nearly every system tied to fat loss. When you increase protein intake, especially from high-quality sources like eggs, fish, poultry, legumes, Greek yogurt, and tofu, several beneficial changes occur almost immediately. First, protein has a high thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories just to digest and process it. This metabolic bonus can subtly raise your overall calorie burn, helping tip the scale toward fat loss over time. Second, protein is deeply satiating. It reduces hunger hormones like ghrelin and increases satiety hormones such as peptide YY, which helps control cravings and reduces the tendency to overeat, a major factor in preventing visceral fat accumulation. People who eat more protein often naturally reduce their intake of processed carbs and sugars, without needing to count calories or follow rigid diet rules. This spontaneous appetite control is one of the reasons higher protein diets are consistently linked to reductions in belly fat. But perhaps most importantly, protein preserves lean muscle mass during weight loss. When you're losing fat, especially through caloric restriction or increased physical activity, there's a real risk of also losing muscle tissue. This is a critical mistake because muscle is metabolically active and essential for long-term fat-burning efficiency. By maintaining or increasing muscle through protein intake, especially when paired with strength training, you keep your resting metabolism higher and your insulin sensitivity strong, both of which are essential in combating visceral fat. Scientific studies consistently show that diets higher in protein lead to greater reductions in visceral fat compared to lower protein diets, even when total calorie intake is the same. In other words, it's not just how much you eat, it's what you eat. And protein-rich meals, especially when spread evenly throughout the day, help shift your body into a fat-burning, muscle-sparing mode that protects your organs and reduces inflammation. However, there's a cautionary note. Most modern diets are high in processed carbohydrates and fats, and often very low in quality protein, especially at breakfast and lunch. This imbalance leads to blood sugar swings, increased hunger, and fat storage in the abdomen. Replacing some of those empty calories with protein-rich foods is not just a smart choice. It's a corrective action against a dietary pattern that fuels visceral fat growth. To take full advantage of protein's benefits, aim for around 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, adjusted to your body size and activity level. This might look like eggs and Greek yogurt in the morning, chicken or lentils at lunch, and salmon or tofu at dinner. Incorporate plant-based sources like beans, quinoa, nuts, and seeds if you're vegetarian or vegan, and remember that variety matters for nutritional balance. This shift doesn't require a radical diet overhaul. It's about making deliberate choices that favor muscle preservation, hunger control, and metabolic resilience. When you start building your meals around protein, not just carbs or fat, you give your body the tools it needs to dismantle visceral fat from the inside out. Increasing your protein isn't just about aesthetics or performance. It's a foundational strategy for reducing the toxic internal fat that compromises organ function and accelerates aging. With each protein-rich meal, you're telling your body, preserve muscle, burn fat, stay strong. And over time, that message translates into real, measurable changes in your waistline, your blood markers, and your long-term health trajectory.